2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Star Wars News and Weekly Comic Recap presented by Tales from the Darkside, the show where you don't need a law degree from Alderaan U or a seat on the Senate to talk Star Wars. In fact, we prefer you didn't. We don't have any of that, and look at us. Tonight, we're covering 4 Star Wars titles. War of the Bounty Hunters 4, Dr. Aphra 14, Star Wars Adventures 9, and the new manga title, The High Republic Edge of Balance. This is normally where I'd attempt to be clever and give you guys some quirky opinion about comics, but no, too many of them this week, so you're spared. You're welcome. Hasbro has given us more. New figures? Yeah, kinda. A little bit. Same figures, but carbonized? Oh yeah, that they're giving us. And plenty. A video game for select Star Wars fans, only for the chosen, and by chosen I mean the ones with a PS5. Are video games getting exclusive, rare, never to be opened and played? Our Darkside gamers give opinions. Let's get it going, fellas.
All right, we're going to have Jedi's going to do intros, but we're also going to have a bunch of people coming in later because we've got a lot of stuff to cover today. So, Jedi, for those that are here or whatever you're going to do your thing, brother.
Yeah, we'll make it work. He's the proprietor of Mos Eisley's only comic book store, Scorched Corner Comics. Blood on the covers, Tusken-torn pages, and Jawa prints all over the cases. Their slogan, we don't raise prices, we lower expectations. He's Macho Man Marco. And he's the muscle of the store when he's here and not giving his computer CPR. He stacks the boxes and fills the shelves. He's escorted more than one uppity, opinionated Coruscant troll to the door. It's the mighty Solo Wookiee. Every LCS has them. They're clientele. He's the guy waiting at the door 2 hours before opening. He thinks he owns the place, buys up all the incentives, then hangs around to brag about it. Toy hunting with Gonzo is here. He's the quiet customer with the holo pad, checking his inventory, but really looking up resale values of the half credit bin. Don't get behind this guy at checkout. He might even crop dust you. It's the visionary Pete Renovision. And lastly, he's the customer that walks around but rarely buys. Talks comics, but is quickly out of its depth. He reads online and his collection is slabbed. He just wants to belong. It's me, Jedi Johnson 22.
Good job, Jedi. We're also going to have JJ joining us as usual, and then we're going to have we're going to have Sam in too, so we'll have a lot of people. But let's say hi to everybody in the chat. VK, good to hear that the move went well. Sacred Jedi text, what's up? Astro is the algorithm, and Ed is saying hi for the algorithm. Thank you for that very much. I also see Chad is here. Maris Comics and Collectibles, what's going on? We got Leftover, of course. Here's Lopez and Ruben. Did Ruben win anything? He probably won something this week, didn't he?
No. Nothing lately.
All right, Ed Stickboy. Hey, Stickboy. Also, I don't know if did anybody go over to the McClay thing? He was having an auction over at
I popped in for like a minute.
Yeah, I was there
heard
for
he
a
had
bit.
some good stuff. No?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, good stuff. I think he's gonna be doing that weekly, so check him out before over at the Whatnots if you're inclined to have that app. What's going on, Jason? But let's start off with it. We brought in Gonzo, as you know, the toy hunting guy that he is. We were just talking because he's released some perfect information. He let a lot of us know that if you are looking for certain figs, make sure you're hitting up your local Ollies. They were just restocked. But also this week, I don't know what happened to Fan First Fridays, but apparently Hasbro couldn't manage to keep that thing going. So now they're doing Fan First whenever the bleep we feel like doing them. So they gave us a Fan First Wednesday. They changed it up though. It's not Bartles and James. I guess they've been listening to us and they only gave us one. So here we go. Let's get into it.
Was it Bartles or was it James?
Bartles. Oh, there he is. I swear, if there is lizard people, he is one of them. Jing's back on, though, and she's not too impressed by him. We did get Chris, one of the designers, very enthusiastic. I do like the add-on of him. Either way, we're not here to discuss
Jing
them.
is like the popular girl who's being forced to hang out with the nerds for some reason.
I think that's what it is.
Did you guys see how many times she rolled her eyes? Like, she rolled her eyes a lot. She was rolling her eyes a lot, which is kind of cool. She's very enthusiastic about it, though, and because I really don't know how Patrick's her boss, because he's lucky. She's really good at what she does. She sells the products, and we'll show you a couple of things she was talking about later. And I think Gonzo is excited about it, and a lot of other fans of the Black Series are too. We're gonna start off with something I'm not sure any of us are excited about. I do know people like Ty TV 93, our good friend. I think I linked him below too. He's excited about these. Wow, yeah, pop. They kept making jokes about how they pop, and it's pop, pop, pop. They're going to give you, I think it's 6 of these again. Their big add-on is the fact that the guns now are not just black; they're different colors in each one.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was like their.
Hey, did they say anything about the production run on any of these? Because I know this.
No.
The Darth Vader, I guess, was really sought after, right? Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Darth Vader.
It was
about the Darth Vader.
I think the
Darth Vader was the first one.
This one.
Yeah, Darth Vader was the first one that came out, and like I said, I didn't think it was going to go that well. I thought it was going to fall apart, kind of. Like, I thought it was going to be like on the discount racks, because that's what a lot of Star Wars stuff was doing. It sold out really quickly, and you can never find them again, and now they're kind of expensive. The Bobas, on the other hand, people were buying them by the case, because they'd send you a case of 6, and all 6 were different in there. So those disappeared pretty quickly. I think the Troopers might be a different scenario. I think those two are popular characters. Go ahead.
You got to watch out, though, because I know the Boba Fett's ones, I don't know if it was select stores or select shipments, but that whole retro collection is supposed to be like an add-on sticker. And there's cards that don't have that retro sticker right there.
For the Boba?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine don't.
Yeah, it's supposed to be there.
Oh, whatever.
So
either
like, what's going on with that one?
Me too. I honestly, we were kind of talking about this earlier. I think it's like if you like the characters, you're going to get them. Like, I liked Vader and I like Boba, but like, I'm kind of passing on the Stormtroopers because I'm not a troop builder. So I don't know, but I do know there's a lot of people that are excited about this, and this is like, it's kind of turning into the Pokemon of Star Wars. Collect them all, and if that's your thing, I guess.
Well, we're a hobby full of completionists too. So
I know it doesn't help. So there you go. That'll be a target. They did get into Black Series after that. They just started off with Gaming Greats. They did a Jet Trooper, and this is what I'm talking about. Her, like, she's doing the thing. Patrick was making fun of her about how she uses the hand and stuff to cover stuff, but whatever. She gives us better angles. This was really cool. They have the detachable. This is the first time they're doing it. Detachable jetpack. She did say that they weren't going to do that with all of the figures, but she kind of winked that there might be more figures like this. I know you're big into troop building and stuff, Gonzo, and what's your opinion on this portion of it, I guess?
So the biggest thing I like about it that they emphasize is that blue is going to be like, that's the standard blue. So every 501st figure that they come out with, whether it's the gaming grades, whatever it is, it's going to be that same blue. So I think that's awesome. So that way, when you actually have your whole squadron or whatever, they're all the same colors. You're not going to have like
more uniform.
Yeah. You're not going to have like an off color, be like, oh, well, this one's whatever because the color's off. You know what I mean?
What do you think about maybe other department? Like, what if you think of the belt start becoming detachable in the helmet cases like that? I just think, like, with having the backpacks already being able to be interchangeable now, because now all of a sudden you can have them use different.
It's like G.I. Joes.
Yeah, like customize them and stuff like that. I don't know. I just thought it was cool that they made something where the backpack was I mean, I don't know how they'll work out for posing and stuff like the posability and stuff like that, but I assume it had to be something, or why else would they start?
Well, I might have missed the wink, but I thought she said that the detachable backpack or jetpack, whatever it is kind of exclusive to this release and not to expect it in the future.
She did. She goes, Ruben, thanks for the $5.
Thank you.
Love this show. We love you too, man. Thank you for the $5 super chat. She did, but what she said was, don't expect it on every figure, which is kind of like the wink, meaning that they're planning on using on other ones, but they're just not going to have it on every single figure. I thought was like the a tip of the nod to that. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what.
There's not going to be a Yoda with a little backpack hole that you can put a jetpack on.
No.
But you know what's good about
I don't want to
being
get
detachable though is that what's good about being detachable is because I know a lot of people do customs.
Yeah.
And now that you have literally you take the pack off and you have another 501st skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's awesome. I like that.
Yeah. Even if you want
So
to add some on too. Go ahead. Sorry.
Is there something with the blue? And I don't want to get ahead of us because as we go through this, you're going to see a lot of blue in these in the releases they talked about. Is there something I'm missing there? Is some sort of message or theme or something? Like a lot of the capes are going to be blue, et cetera, et cetera.
No,
they found a sale on blue stuff.
No, the 501st thing makes sense that they're going to keep it the 501st color, which is actually kind of cool because then once you start going into other, like when you're going to get all the Obi's troopers together, you just assume that it'll all be color coordinated at this point, which is fine because they should be consistent. But no, I don't think it has anything to do with that. It's just a lot of the capes on some of the other figures. They would say, "Oh, he's got a blue cape, which is different than previous releases." Stuff like that. Nope, they just don't have a lot to talk about sometimes, and they're really dorky. So, all right. Up next, we got the Mandalorian, the Vintage Collection. Now this is all the carbonized stuff that Jedi was talking about. There's the carbonized armor. They have got the trooper. Was this trooper hard to get? I can't remember. The armor was not hard to get. Was the trooper hard to get?
He was.
Not hard to get. Almost a peg hanger off Gideon. Sand trooper was 50-50, right?
Yeah, it was a 50-50. Same thing with like the hover tank.
I don't know if I like that gold on that. The Mandalorian.
Barely noticeable.
I do like the blue on the Mandalorian. Blue. Yeah, you're right. But that's supposed to match the when they were doing the after thing about how the drop mock-ups were done. This is supposed to match the mock-up. I actually really like this line, and I was thinking about doing it peg hole. This is a peg warmer. Peg warmer.
I keep seeing the blue now. The Jedi pointed it out.
Yeah, actually, now that you said that, now I see it all the blues.
This was kind of cool though. So a lot of these were peg warmers. They're redoing them. They're carbonizing it. They're giving and then the other part is the credits. Okay, the carbonization. Let's start at carbonization. So they're carbonizing some of these. They look pretty cool, but are these exclusives? I think they are again, which means get rid of them. I mean, it's tough, dude. I don't really like this. I thought the short trooper looked terrible as carbonization.
I think that's the best one.
Really?
I like it.
I thought it should have been like a bronzy or tan, but whatever.
It's more noticeable. I can't even tell that anything's on, Gideon there.
Gideon,
it just looks the same.
Carbonized.
I mean, at least you get a shot maybe of getting the trooper.
Then the armor basically looks the same to me. I don't see a lot of.
Yeah.
Like I think what what they're trying to sell is that the flame trooper, I guess, when you have it in hand, is like a pearl kind of effect to it.
Yeah, the white. Yeah. Which I think probably will look kind of clean. I don't know. I think I'm passing on these. I just haven't caught. I know some people like the carbonite. I haven't collected them, so I won't. But these right here, I was ticked at because I actually like these and I have some of them, and I'm just ticked because of how they do the exclusives with this. So these are the credit series.
Is that a 6 or a 3 3/4? It looks like
it's 6. Bigger. Yeah, it's a 6. Yeah, it's a 6. The credit series is 6 too. And they're they're repaints. That's what they are, but they paint them like they did at the end of the show where they were doing those. So the coloring's a little different on it. I mean, a lot of these aren't figures that were hard to find. We've got a lot of them. I actually like the way he looks better too. Grief does. I like
the currency they come with.
Yeah, that they did different ones too.
Yeah.
But the only one I'm probably going to get is the armor. Now they're giving her a jetpack, which is weird on top of everything else, but it's going to be the same price as the other ones. And she's got different currency, but it's also one that should be easier to find because you can find at Target or Best Buy, one of the two. I don't know. The rest of them are like Amazon and Walmart, and re-going over how hard it is to find stuff at Walmart is just. I'd rather just not. You know what I mean?
Carbonized, I guess.
Carbonized. Yeah, it's carbonized. They just make it really shiny if you haven't seen them before. Put a little gloss on them. change the color around. Usually it's like silver or bronze or gold, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys going after the credits? Did
No.
you?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
No,
That's
too far
shame.
behind.
You know, I got to thinking just as you were talking, Marco, that maybe these carbonized things are kind of like, you know, we've been doing a little bit of cards in the past, and you get these parallels sets, and you can't get everything, so you kind of just focus on a certain parallel set or whatever. And I just popped into my head, I don't know if these carbonized things are, if they're kind of going, okay, we know you can't get everything, so here's a group of a subset of figures, if you will, of these carbonized figures that you can, I don't know.
I guess, but a lot of those were
into my head. I don't know.
Excluding one of them, a lot of them are peg warmers. And I might add, the carbonized are what? Are they $5 more? They're $5 more, aren't they? The price point's more expensive for the carbonized one.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
I just don't know why they're doing it on the vintage line, because I know with the 6-inch series ones, really, which they stopped doing, which I think is stupid. The biggest selling point was the boxing. The boxing was carbonized.
Cool.
So boxing kind of matched the carbonization of the actual figure.
Oh, I don't have it.
But now they're not even doing it. Now they're not even doing that with the newer 6-inch carbonized ones.
Carbonized ones, yeah. They're just putting them on the regular back.
Yeah, there's just like a plain whatever. I forget what they look like.
Yeah, because I was going to grab the boba, but I don't have the boba behind me. It has like a shiny green box.
The shiny green, No, they're just doing it on card back, right?
The vintage ones are just regular on cards.
Regular cards.
I don't think the cards are anything special. Like if it was a Black Series box where it had like the shine with it too.
Yeah, those pops have the shine on it, but it didn't seem like it was that. I don't know. Just disappointing.
Like, I'm sure if it was, they would have mentioned like, oh, and guess what?
Yeah,
any packaging
like this.
Yeah. All right. Oh, this is the one you like though, and this is where I debated. They're going to add another $5 on top of this guy to paint him a little bit dirtier and give you the egg, like.
But it's not even so much dirtier. There's like a different texture to it. There's actually, they described this one where there's like different layers where it actually looks like if you were to take the figure and
you could clean it in
mud, let it dry, and there you go. That's your figure.
Well, you're willing to pay. You're going to pay $50 for it, or was it 45 and change? Like
that is 45. Well,
they put the helmet on it, so you don't have to see that face, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
But the other one,
I mean, if you didn't buy any of the other ones, then yeah. I mean, this is. Is this kind of telling us to like wait though, like because now you're right. If I had a choice between buying the original 2 or this one, I would have just waited for this one.
I just look at it as like a second bite at the apple. If you missed it last time, now you got a chance to get it now.
Yeah, but this is way better than the first 2.
I think so.
Of course, they want to get other people to double buy.
And the Yoda, the baby Grogu, whatever you want to call him, baby Yoda Grogu, his eyes are actually shut in this.
Oh, one. Yeah. Got the arm out, eyes shut.
Yeah, so it's a different head sculpt.
Okay. Well, I mean, for that little of stuff, that's not a big difference for me. I'm not going to go out and fork over to have a third version of this. You know,
you say that now, and then 30 years from now, when they're loose, be like, you got the eyes closed, Grogu, or you got the eyes open, Grogu?
Yeah, fair enough.
You got the orange snake Yoda, or you got the
green hand or the normal hand?
All right.
One lady kept going on and on about the texture too, about you know, and I just thought it was funny about. I would say probably 85% of the people that buy this are never going to open the package. So. Thank you for describing the texture that most people will never even feel.
That's true.
You're right.
You can see it in certain angles. If you tilt it, you'll see it.
That is funny, but like that's what I'm saying. Like she knows the sell like better than Bartles, who just would all the time. Like at least she knows the selling points, right? She knows what to hit you up with the texture of it. Even when she's doing the backpack, all this and that, she knows how to sell the figure to actually make it sound cool. Even though it's pretty much just a repaint on a third version of it, or fifth version actually, right? Like because there's been about 4 or 5 of these, so
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, next up, is that just me or is everybody hearing that back feed? All right, we got
I think it's just you.
Okay, we got this was kind of cool, right? So they're going to give you a whole pack. This is specifically made for people like Gonzo that like to troop build. You now are going to get a whole trooper pack. They're going to sell it in this sweet little box. And you get 4 troopers, I guess. Is that cool? Is that not cool? What do you think?
I think it's awesome, and I'm glad that they have like a leader in there. You know what I mean? Because I know like sometimes when they have it, they're all just regular troopers, just different colors. But at least this one, like you can tell that he is the fire team, squadron leader, whatever you want to call him. You know what I mean?
Are they going to sell extra? I couldn't understand. Are they going to sell an extra option box too? So if you want to have like, if you instead of just want to have a fire team, you want to have a whole battalion, can you get more? Like, could you get your next box just be all 4 regular troops, or no?
They hinted about the way you would order and packaging, but I don't know if they went that.
Yeah. Well, will they be randomly inserted? You don't know what's in there because I don't see a window into that box.
No. I think how they were saying about the ordering, for sure, they said you can order it like this. And then they kind of left it open there. But that would be kind of cool because, like, even if you get away from the troopers, like, think about this. You could start doing Mandalorian packs. You can start, you can do all types of other stuff, yeah.
Well, I'm just looking at the box because maybe you can order one with the long rifle, one with the shorter, just shorter blaster.
It is right. There is, it's just a closed box. It's nothing but cardboard. There is no window.
I know that, but I was under the impression that you could eventually they're getting to a point where you choose the 4 figures in there and then they just
like a Build-A-Bear
package. Yeah, Build-A-Bear. Slap package and go with it. So, no, it doesn't.
The art design on that.
No, it doesn't.
On the box, actually, it's different.
We're gonna have Black Series mystery packs.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking it was going to
be. I'd do that.
Would you? All right, fair enough. And then they had these. I think Astro was, if you're not following Astro Wizard on his IG, I think he was talking about these, about how he had the 2001 version or whatever it was, and how the faces look a little bit better. We're going to get some cool palp, I guess. This was the one that I couldn't believe. Oh my God.
Oh, Lobot.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, now they've revealed these. These were the pipeline reveals that they'd done a while ago. They finally are actually showing us them as the figure, as the sculpted figure, and they're showing it on the card backing. I actually kind of had a problem with Lobot because, like, yeah, he's got a blouse on, but like,
it's a puffy shirt.
No, the puffy shirt looks ridiculous, dude. Like, this doesn't even do justice how ridiculous it looks.
You know whose arms those are?
Jar Jar Binks.
No, they're Princess Amidala's from one of her evening gowns. Yeah.
It's just
they need
to
light
up
his head, though. They need to light up Lobot. Is what they
need. His shoulder is so much smaller than like his wrist. It's unproportionate, dude. Like, it's crazy. So because they actually had it, they were showing it around, and like this side angle makes the puffiness look smaller, but it's really like disproportionate. It's like a water wing, which is, I don't know.
It's Popeye.
Yeah, maybe. What's going on, Sean?
It's got some killer shoes, though.
Yeah. They were so happy with how the puffy vest.
Yeah, I didn't even notice those boots.
I like this figure. I thought they did a great job on the scalp. This is one I might actually go out and grab, this bib. I thought it was really good. And they did an exceptional job on this. I wish they did this would go.
These look like they're the 3 3/4 ones.
They are. They're the 3 3/4. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're all vintage.
Mm-hmm. They're all the vintage line. Next up, we had the Forcefx Elite. This actually was, to be honest with you, as much as we give them a hard time when they don't do something right, this first Wednesday, there was some cool stuff in it. And this is one of the, I think, besides some of the stuff we talked about earlier, this is one of the outstanding points. They released this FX Elite. I think most of these have been getting kind of stale. I mean, I know you're doing different hilts and stuff, but they've just been kind of like, eh. And I think Gonzo even said it, like this one, at least they had different options. Yeah, with Revan's lightsaber, you got the color change. This one kind of is the same way. But this one, inside, you actually can see them light up with the 2 light colors right where his hand is, where the mechanism is, up in this corner. And it goes the blue, green, and then turns it into yellow. Like when you start it up, when you turn, and it's a turn knob too for it. And what's cool, and also a problem, is the texture. Yeah. So they actually put cloth wrapping on the handle, which is cool. The problem is they made it frillable. Is that a word? Frillable? How do we describe that? Where like the more you touch it, they said the more you touch it and the more it impacts the true grip of the lightsaber. No, it wears the shit out real easily.
Yeah.
Oh, it starts to like fray and stuff.
Sprays the shit out of it. So like if you're dicking around with this thing, like,
well, yeah, because it doesn't look like it's wrapped. It looks like it's a bunch of strips cheaply sewn together.
So in other words,
how much was this?
You're gonna have to take a lighter,
be like
go up and down with it, just so that we can freaking singe all those things, so they don't run on you.
no, it's not even just that. They're the wear of the actual garment, like because he had shown his. I should have probably got a better picture of after. This wasn't the one he was playing with. The one he has been showing people off and
had Cheeto finger marks on it and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, like it was bad.
You got
It
a
was
Scotch
bad.
garment.
You could tell
There you go, Scotch guard.
form fit. Yeah, you could tell that it was going to deteriorate, and for something you're going to pay like $170 for, like, not quite sure I want it to fray away. Like, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's.
Is that what it goes for?
Yeah, no, these usually are in that price range.
Yeah, I think there's something like that.
Not too
You
bad.
You know, if I was
Yeah.
if I was a collector of lightsabers, I would, and I get beat up for this all the time. Not as bad as Marco and Luke, but I get beat up for not liking Rey that much as a character. But this is a pretty cool piece, I think. If I were a lightsaber collector, I would probably.
It is.
Yeah, I would.
It
go with
is.
this.
It is. I thought it was really, really, really cool. That's the only downside. Like, I even like that they actually use material as the grip.
I think they should have actually wrapped it because again, I don't think that's wrapped. I think it's a few strips just sewn
Strips that are
together.
in there, like put together. Yeah, but they also want it to deteriorate because that's what he kept saying over and over again. He was like, we want it to be screen action, so like it would get, your handprints would get on it. It would wear this down. It's like, yeah, it wears it down. What happens when you wear it out?
Yeah, do you sell replacements?
You're gonna give us a free, not sell shit for $200. You better be giving me a replacement.
There's a couple extra sleeves.
You know what
Like
I mean?
I said,
Yeah,
you could go to like Hobby Mart and just buy some cloth and replace.
Yeah,
it
use some
yourself.
ribbon and make a better one for yourself.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Honestly, if you saw it, it was really cool. It was really cool. I just don't want to have to replace it. The other thing was the bottom part turns off and you can put it on the top. There's a lot of added features. They put a lot of stuff into this, which is really cool. I just know for me, I mean, really tick the first time my kids grab one of these and rip it off. The first time they play with it, and then all of a sudden,
would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Could you imagine how expensive that would be? But the first time you turn your head and the kid comes up and grabs it, and the two middle strips are ripped off. I mean,
Peter would have a fit though if we had real bantha leather. Come on, Peter would not like that. Can't have real bantha leather.
Why not? I think people would. Cosplayers love that close as you can, right?
Well, there's one big reason why we can't have real bantha leather, but
well, yeah, because it's Star Wars. Yeah, means it's not real, buddy. Yeah, that too. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool. I really did. At least they're trying. You know what I mean? It seemed like there was a lot of trying going on here and a lot of good swings at the bat. Next up, we had the archive pipeline reveal. Okay, cool.
Hey, don't just blow right by C-3PO like that.
Yeah.
Jedi, you got to let it go. You got to let 3PO go.
Another C-3PO, another Lando, another Emperor. Hey, at least we get a bounty hunter.
We get Dengar.
Yeah.
Well, I think they said that. This is the first time he's actually getting released by himself.
For the Black. Yeah, so which will be cool.
Yeah.
But that means he's going to be really hard to unfortunately get.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
it'll be exclusive somewhere.
It'll probably be a Walmart exclusive, and then nobody will get it. So I really want them. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. I really just hope it's not the case. I mean, look at Cad Bane, like how terrible of a job they did with him. I mean, even when they re-released it, it's like, who got a Cad Bane? I know Pete got it, but did anybody else get Cad Bane?
I got Cad Bane.
You got Cad Bane for the price? What he was when he came out? Like off the shelf, or you had to, secondary. So
are we talking about are we talking about for the
not the first one? Right? Yeah, the Clone Wars packaging one. Yeah, that's cool. I know it was quick and they sold a lot, so that kind of stunk, but is what it is. So hopefully he doesn't, but we know he's going to be a popular character, even though he's one of the lousiest bounty hunters there is. Next up, vintage collection people have a tendency to say woe is me and complain about everything, and in this stream they are doing it again. And they're like, you're trying to kill off the vintage line. And it's like, are you kidding? Look at this pipeline. Like, okay, Yoda, fine. You get 501st, you get troop building. Then they give you the Mandalorian Death Watch Airborne Trooper. I mean,
Is the
I'll
pack
take
going to
that.
come off of that one?
I'll take but I'll take it in Black. You know what I mean? Like that's Black Series thing that I'd take. Yeah, I wouldn't be complaining about that.
There's so many vintage things that come out that like at first when I see the picture, I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait for that. And then it's like, it's vintage. Like when?
Yeah, I know.
When's it going to be a Black Series?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was the last 2 figures in this. I was like, man, I'd be happy if that became Black Series. Like figure on Dan. And by the way, if you get that, you know what you're getting? You're getting the band. You're getting the whole Mos Eisley band, Cantina band.
You think so?
Well, that's my question. Is it just the one guy? Did it? I don't remember.
It is now.
I don't even remember if it showed. Do they have the instruments in there too, or is it just the guy?
This is the pipeline, so they haven't given. This is all they do. They just give you this, and then they'll give you the rest later. But they did say that they were going to start focusing on doing that. So you could get Max Rebo band, dude. And I remember, like as a kid, Max Rebo, he had that big old.
Will they finish the original band before they start messing it up and adding like Jabba's Palace, the new additions, like that? Lucas added
I don't think they're that. I think with what we've seen at this one, how they're starting the last one they started to change. This one they've actually kind of given it to us. Like they're starting to go the route of like, all right, let's stop messing around. Like we're still going to get screwed by doing the exclusive thing, and everybody's going to hate us for that. But at least give us something that's decent. What's going on at half price? At least give us something that's decent. You know what I mean? And that's it. Like give us band members. Give us shit we don't have. Like this is what people want. So
Joe with the hot take.
When Pete said give it something about new additions, my mind went to the boy band. I was like, new addition? What
Joe?
Yeah, not Bobby Brown. And
I know you're telling a joke, but Joe just offended me. He might be put in timeout for this. Max Rebo is amazing.
I'm telling you, Joe had a hot take. Max Rebo.
He has some type of take. I might be steaming. But yeah. So that's your only hope. But I don't know why Vintage was up in arms. The Vintage fans should have just zipped their lip and said, "Thank you. May I have another?" Because this is a sweet. This looks like a sweet pipeline. I think Black Series. We're Black Series guys, and I think Black Series would have taken this any day of the week. So. Yeah,
I can't wait until they finally not release, but at least give us more information about the Rancor.
Yeah. When they messed up and accidentally, Bartles accidentally gave off that. But yeah, which one would you rather have here?
If he didn't screw that up, I guarantee they wouldn't be on the website like coming soon.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been. Which one would you see? This is what I'm talking about. Like, which one would you rather take? It doesn't matter what side of the game you're on, because I know that some of the guys in chat are Vintage. Which one would you rather have? Would you rather have this pipeline right here, which we get Dangear, and C-3PO? We get another Emperor. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or do you get? Oh, cool. We'll throw in a Mandalorian.
I like Undercover Lando though. Undercover Lando.
Yeah, Undercover Lando is kind of cool, but that's like that's your big. You got 1.5 figures there. The Undercover Lando is a half a figure, and then you get new stuff here. So I don't know. Everybody likes to complain about stuff. I don't think they should have been claiming the pipeline reveal. This is really going to tweak some people. Is that's Leia, so it's going to be a Leia lightsaber.
I think it's
training Leia.
Yeah, it's training Leia. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there'll be cool features with it. Then they came out with the whole boxing and packaging on the Razor Crest.
I like the old school box. That is appealing to me.
Mm-hmm. It was cool. They had all the details. They finally came out with the full portion for IG-11, where they're showing everything, including the car backing. The arms are really cool on this too. I thought they did a good job. Of course, so they just rehashed the Lando Calrissian cape. Remember, this is the cloth cape version of it.
Yeah. But it's got an inside,
inseam. The silks inseams are pretty sweet. It's
got a mushroom lining.
It has the same that he had in the movie. They gave us Tebow, and then they gave because everybody's asking for Merrick. But besides Merrick, you also get the Merrick's X-Wing fighter, another thing that every single person and their cousin was asking for too. I don't even think some people know who this character is or why Chopper's sitting in the background on Endor. But, whatever. So there's that. That's like, look, hopefully they just finish off that stuff and they get us some of the new stuff. Overall, what'd you think, Gonzo? Pretty good show. Pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. I do. Again, to me, I think when people complain that Vintage is dying and stuff like that, I just laugh because it's like, I don't collect Vintage, and every single time I watch it, I'd say a good 80% of the show is nothing but vintage.
And good vintage, like the
Yeah,
stuff
oh, yeah,
you
oh,
want.
yeah.
80% of the show
Shitty.
that you want is like, hey, I'd like this. Like, I mean, honestly, we're getting the Emperor again, and they're giving us C-3PO again in Black Series. And I know it's Lando, but we just showed the Cape fucking Lando. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's a different Lando, but like, man, they just released in the repack.
Cape Lando.
Yeah, I mean, they just gave us that Lando. I mean, like, give us a little break. You don't have to give us every version of the character, quarter in, quarter out. Give us a different version of it. Like, I know you're just doing repaints.
How many Donald Glover Landos have we gotten so far?
Well, we got one. We got one or two. Oh. There's one or two. I know we got one for sure, but yeah. But that's what I was saying. It wasn't bad all in all. I thought it was good. I actually like the new lineup. It was more tolerable. You could actually listen to them, and it wasn't just Goofball and Goofball X saying dumb shit that they didn't know what they're talking about. So that was cool.
Yeah, they had to fast forward through it.
I just want to know when they're actually just going to get a piece of cardboard or colored paper and just stop with the. I mean,
yeah.
How hard is it to get a piece?
Did you see what she did? Did you see when Bartles was telling her, like, you need to use your hand? Did you see what she literally goes, yeah, fine, whatever. Here's the hand. Like, I was like,
she gave the finger what she did. Here's my hand.
And she goes, here's the hand. All right, whatever. Here's the hand. I was like, damn.
Here's our latest release.
Yeah. She's like, why should I tell you about the sweet features like the backpack and everything else on this? No, it was during the armor when she was showing off the armor. Because she was like all stoked to show that they had the jetpack and they did the extra piece, and she wanted to show you the credit. And then of course Bartles was like, "Oh, you need to use the backwards hand." And she's like, "Ha ha ha, okay."
I mean, realistically though, is it really that hard? I mean, it's Hasbro. If they got some sort of extra camera, like figure box to display, like, "Hey, we have figures here in this white box,"
dude,
if somebody could just have their hands going, "This is what the figure looks like against a nice white or black background."
Hey, Baldy McBaldbags has got like $600,000 in prototype toys behind him, dude. Like, he's rocking. I don't know if you saw what was going on behind him, but like, he had one of the prototype stormtrooper fucking helmets and shit, dude. Like, that ain't cheap. But you can't afford. You're right.
I'm just saying. Like, does it need to look like a work Zoom meeting? Like, you're putting on a presentation.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's dudes on the interwebs way better than us with production value that got this on a lock. They got like little spinny things that go on.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 2 years. They could have prepped for this by now.
Dude, they can't even do First Friday. Bro, they're supposed to be doing First Fridays every month.
Well, maybe they had plans.
They missed a month and then did a Wednesday. And it wasn't the second Wednesday? That was the second Wednesday of the month, right?
Yeah, they ripped them out on Wednesday.
Second Wednesday of the month called First Wednesday. I mean, like, they can't even get that right, Pete. So till they can get their scheduling right, I'm not sure. You're asking way too much. Your expectations for them are way too high.
It's really low. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, dude, just get a cheap go to the dollar store and get like a cake spinner.
No, there's somebody one time that was talking about I don't know what you do for your figs, but somebody was telling me like there's all these. You could just go. They could have just they like to order from. They like Amazon exclusives. Make a deal. Have Amazon give you the little. They have all those little things where it's a plastic piece that can attach or whatever from the background. Oh, yeah. They could have them all pre-posed. What are you kidding me? The stuff in their background, they have the display stuff in the background, displaying other stuff. Why don't you just display the toys you're going to have? I don't get it. Oh, whatever, man. I mean, I'm not running that show. That's a shit show anyways, but at least they had some good stuff out there. Like I said, I hope they get rid of exclusives.
I like how we turned it. A second ago was they did a better job this time.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they definitely did a better job. But I mean, it's still, look, at least we're not like the chat over there is probably, I should see if we could do it one time, do a fast forward chat and just highlight some of the best stuff that goes on there. That chat is toxic as shit, but also they've got some of the funniest comments you've ever seen. Like, some of them are good.
Watch it live. Oh, I watched the replay. I couldn't even read the chat. It was so fast scrolling. I mean, it was like, poof.
Yeah.
Anyone that can actually keep up with that chat, God bless them. I can't.
It's a lively crazy. Well, what they do now too is they get somebody from ever since probably around the Cara Dune type, and then when that happened, because they had a bunch of people spamming Cara Dune all the time after she got fired, so they were like, do with that, bring us back one of those, give us that, da, 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 da. It was that and like the exclusives where they had that. Remember they rolled out that it was the Ahsoka Tano one, the Ahsoka Tano troops. They rolled that out in Walmart, and like,
the her troopers.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like full displays. and there wasn't anything. Like, you'd be lucky if you got to the box before like they opened it, you could get something, but if not, it was gone. So then everybody's killing the exclusive thing. All chat would say is Cara Dune 80,000 times and bleep exclusives, bleep exclusives, bleep exclusives, stop exclusives. So they started adding in like their own chat bots in there. So now their chat bot says dumb shit. Like in the retro thing, they're like, it's so poppy to be part of Star Wars. Pop, pop, pop. And like tries to give breaks in it. And it
fire.
Yeah.
Flame, hot.
It's hilarious. So it's a mess. It's fun though. Like I wouldn't suggest you participate, but if you just want to look at like, if every once in a while you want to enjoy a train wreck, that's a perfectly acceptable train wreck to enjoy. Nobody really gets hurt from it. I mean, I don't want to say you should participate in that mess, but at least enjoy like the sidelines. And then if you're watching a replay, you can
nobody gets hurt. Maybe that's why James isn't there. He's in therapy. He just can't take the brutal chat.
Yeah, did he explain where? What, this is the third or second one he has?
Second one, they got rid of him. They got rid of Bartles for 2 or 3, and then James has been gone. Well, what do you need James there for, anyways? He doesn't add. Honestly, I think the other two add a lot more. What they were saying at least got me excited. You know, I'm disappointed with the Rey lightsaber because of the wear effects on it, but at least he pointed out the stuff that a collector or a fan, at least in my case, enjoyed, the extra added features. Even when he was talking about how you could split off the bottom, put it on the top, it's not something I would do, but he's like, listen, it's not for everybody. And by the way, if you don't like the clicking stuff, you just keep it here. And by the way, we made it so it doesn't just fall off. Like, that's something that interests me. Like, cool, you weren't cheap on it. You did, even though I don't agree with some of your customizations on it, at least you didn't go cheap on it. And pointing out that fact is something that used to get passed over. So at least they're kind of hearing it. So I guess. Yeah, we're warning. We're going down the rabbit hole. Yep, we went down it. All right. Well, that's that. So that's the covering. We're going to get into this week's comic book reviews. What did we have this week? We had 4 this week? You sure?
Yeah.
I think I only reviewed 3, so it was going to be good enough. Did anybody review my comic book reviews?
No.
All right, cool.
I trusted you.
So we started off with Star Wars Adventures. We were hoping from good things from this because we got away from the Luke and Leia storyline.
What's with the foot thing, though?
Yeah, I almost got that cover, and I was just like, forget that. That's weird.
Because apart from the foot that's coming at you, the other foot is, in theory, in the fire from the jetpack.
Right, it's getting blown off.
That doesn't make sense. The pose itself, it doesn't make sense.
Star Wars. So we get introduced to Mace's crew, bunch of clones. They go to fight something because there's some rustling. It turns out that it's I don't know what these are.
They're like robe squid? No.
They're like ghost squids.
With goggle eyes. Like SpongeBob characters, maybe?
I'm going to give this book, I'm going to give it to 10 to see if it changes around. If not, it's just not for me, I guess. Very interesting artwork too. At least they didn't do, it's going to be weird because they just went away from, they've been drawing Mace Windu like Samuel L. Jackson for a while now, and they've gone away from that, which is
not nothing personal, but he looks like a goddamn monkey in that one slide. No?
Huh.
Which one?
The middle slide.
I don't know. All I know is that I don't think like whatever these squid figures are and stuff, it's not, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, they run into Dooku and he's supposed to be in charge of it. The story was okay. I just think I don't actually know who the stories are for because they're not for children's. It doesn't seem like it would attract a teen's attention. They're definitely not for my age group. The colors were really cool in the second half of the story, but it pretty much was Han Solo being Han Solo and getting injured, and he has a hand in the sling, and he lost. It was like a different telling of how he lost his stuff. It wasn't a good story.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not loving this art, though.
Yeah.
It looks like some kid who's not paying attention in class. This is what he just sketched out a little comic of his own in his notebook. If you like
those candy colored Crayola stormtroopers, you probably like this, whatever. But this is true. Boba Fett's first appearance in this line, I guess. So
it's Rainbow Slave 1.
Yeah, Rainbow Slave 1.
To go with your Rainbow Boba.
Speaking of that, officially has been proven that it is still called Slave One. So Jedi Johnson has been sleeping better at night because Hidalgo came out and said this is all rumors and falsities. That some clickbait organization is trying to change the narrative again.
I like my name better, but okay. I mean, I'm happy, but my name was a lot better.
Still officially Slave One on the Star Wars fan page, the actual page that's ran by Star Wars. So him and half the chat will be able to sleep. VK, I think VK likes that too.
It looks like Cousin It. I like that.
Yeah, it is, Joe. It really is. Adventures is a crapshoot at this point. I mean, it really is. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Usually you get at least one good story. I like when they do some of the stuff that reminds me of Tales. Neither one of these reminded me of Tales. Like I usually look at least for one of these to be a Tales type story from the old Dark Horse line. These weren't. It was an embarrassment of a book.
So I'm going to try. I'm going to fail, but I'm going to try to defend that cover a little bit. Is that cover was not any sort of homage, right?
You're going back to the
because it almost looks like the foot cover, because it almost looks like one of those like action movie trailers where you see the hero walking away from the explosion. You know that explosion in real life would knock him on his ass. But he just kind of.
I thought that they were just doing like an Abbey Road picture, but like from the pavement, like angle shot up. Like this is one of the Beatles walking down the street.
So the A cover is kind of better than the B cover, and
it's really he's taking off in his jetpack, right?
But his foot is in the fire.
Guys, we've debated this cover like 4 times now. This is the 4th time we've seen this cover. We are debating how bad this cover is. Yeah, it's bad.
Or is he sticking his other leg out, like when you put your arm out of the car when you're driving, just so you can feel the wind? Is that what he's doing with his foot?
I think what it is they just don't want to admit it, but they had Rob. They had to pay him for something, so they let him do this cover. That's how bad
he doesn't draw feet, so we know that's not true.
I think Boba took off a little bit, and he was showing off. So he's just kind of floating there, acting like he's walking,
You're considering these things feet? This is what you consider drawing feet. This is what you consider drawing feet. Because whoever this artist is didn't draw feet on this Boba, okay?
Yeah, but Rob just would have cropped it out. That's all. They just would have just cropped. They would have just cut it.
No, he's done this shit before. There's a couple books where he did this back foot bullshit, where it's just a piece of line, like a brick. He did that.
Oh yeah. No, I know. Yeah, he usually does like the little tapered.
Yeah, the tapered thing where it points out. Yeah.
Just one toe.
Yeah, whereas like if you actually had that anatomy, your fucking feet would be crushed by the weight of your fucking calves. Yeah, he does it all the time. Yeah.
Let alone the rest of your body.
Move on. We don't want to be accused of pumping up anything, so let's move on.
Yeah. So there we go. That was whatever the heck that book was. Dr. Aphra. Dude, honestly, guys, this book for the first 12 issues, very disappointing, this series for the first 12 issues. These last 2 issues, I don't know what you guys think, but I think they're really turning the corner on it. They're doing a great job. I mean, I get it. They're doing like we have our 2 people having our relationships. You got Lucky and his relationship. You got Aphra and her relationship in here. They meet up in the prison. They decide they break out. And then we have the like, oh yeah, we hate our exes, right? Like,
so I will agree with you on the story. I think the story is getting better, but the art in this thing, I felt like I was watching an episode of Pokemon with the way these characters are drawn. Just
okay.
No,
I mean,
just me. Okay.
No, art's subjective. So I like the art, but if you didn't like the art, you 100%. Yeah. Maybe I don't know Pokemon. I think maybe a little more, but I think I'm getting more towards that like anime, whatever they call it, like this guy, the guy that does
manga.
The manga style or whatever.
The way they drew Afro was very manga anime-ish in my uninformed opinion.
So I'll say this later. This reminded me the style a lot of like Final Fantasy. Like it really seems like that. I'll show you where when I was reading through this book, and
I see Cloud now that you said that. And I
actually like that. Yeah. So either way, they're both in prison. She decides that she's going to try to break out, and then we get no fun bags over here telling them they're not getting out of here. And then he's talking to his 2 students, telling them that they've got one more choice to join the Crimson Dawn.
No fun bags.
This guy's always angry. He's always mad. He's always got his arms crossed.
Yeah, but I said fun bags is a different.
Well, he's just, I was going to call him something else. They call him something else, but I tried not to get you're talking about fun bags like those fun bags. No, I wasn't talking about that.
I got you.
So then Aphra knocks out Lucky, who she may or may not have kind of had a flirtation, but if you followed Afra before, this is the guy that kind of teamed up with her a little bit, and then he also screwed her, so not figuratively, well,
But over.
Over. So she's knocking him out, then they're yelling and screaming, and then we get Lieutenant Dipshit back, and of course she's
Gotta love those chops though.
Yeah, maybe. So he's like, are you gonna shoot through the guy? She says, I don't even know this dude, but yeah, I'll shoot through him just to kill you to get out of here, which is kind of cool. I mean, they're not messing around, it's the truth. And then she ends up shooting and killing him. It looks like he's dead. I mean, I think he's dead. Like, he's dead. He's on fire dead. So hopefully he is dead. He's a bad character.
Well,
either way. So his chops are going to be gone. Then this is what I was saying. Like, I know it gets in there, but they break in. It makes sense. They all have different weapons. So just like a Final Fantasy where you get it, there's one guy's got the daggers, the next one's a sniper, the other one's like
gotta have a tank. Yeah.
It goes back to the callback of how she was based off of a Dungeons and Dragons type character anyways. So I thought it was pretty cool. And then here you go. It's just like the RPG. You got all four. So you got the guy with the pistols, you got the little tech, you got the sniper, you got the person who's going to blow stuff up. They run in and they hit. This is kind of cool how they did this too. So they show what's her name? Kira. But she's kind of in charge, and she's got the necklace that they were trying to steal. And she's pretty much like, cool, this is going to help us out. Glad you got those prisoners. Get rid of them if they don't join us. But then they did the same thing. This is the one part that's getting annoying. Is this not like the 6th book now over a month that we've seen one panel or 2 pages where Death Stick just shows up and then disappears?
And she not only shows up, she just shows up and she gives these little like action movie one-liners.
Superhero.
She does.
She poses and then leaves.
Right now, they should change her name to Superhero Poser because that's all she does. She does superhero posings. She does a flip, a superhero pose, and then you're right, Jedi. She gives off some one-liner, and then she's out. And that's it. So I don't know when we're actually going to get to a little bit more in depth with that character. I'm hoping we do because of what they gave us. Like, they gave us such a great build-up. You know, she's got the Night Sister connection. She's a ninja, assassin. Like, these are all cool things that I think we really would like added in. But they keep teasing us. So
yeah, I'm glad you breezed by the covers on this one because I only like the A on this one.
Should I go back? You
don't have to go back. It's the Spaceball ship and the Creeper Bale.
Because I'm getting I got the B one because I'm getting all the ship covers.
I just see Eagle 5, and then I just see Creeper
Jesus.
Bale.
Okay, done. We're done. Done. We're not
Jimmy
doing
Smith is just
Creepy Organa. Yeah, he was looking like Creeper.
What did they do that for?
Hey, time out real quick. Gonzo, are you gonna stick around? Or I know you said
I gotta bounce out. I'll probably stay in the chat, but live wise, I gotta bounce out.
Gonzo, thanks for coming.
All right, Gonzo, thanks for stopping in.
Yep.
You guys have a good night.
Oh, we're gonna have a couple joiners in a minute, but okay. Up next is War of the Bounty Hunters. Thanks, Gonzo. I'll talk to you. War of the Bounty Hunters.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, War of the Bounty Hunters. It is actually. I didn't like the covers on most of these. However, Pete, could you let Sam in?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
Welcome, Sam.
I like Jedi. Sam, now that you criticized the last book and its art, I wonder what you think about this art. They used a lot of pastel coloring in this. The first part of the story is this whole Darth Vader Luke thing that I think they've just driven into the ground. After that, though, like this, if they did this as like a poster or like, I don't know, a cover
Campbell
itself,
soup thing.
Yeah, like okay, but I like it. Like if they did,
No, I do actually like it. I do like the representations of it.
Yeah, like this is actually a panel in the interior where Darth Vader feels Leia is in the presence, but it completely ignores it and then decides to go to try to track down Luke. Either way, but like the way this looks, I was like, wow, dude, I really liked it.
Yeah, it looks like them without looking too much like them. You know what I mean? That doesn't look like they didn't try to go photo real it, but it does feel like the character.
It feels like something like. What did you think, Jedi? And yes, no.
I didn't really notice a big difference between the art in this one and any of the previous Bounty Hunter or the Bounty Hunter issues. So nothing caught my attention.
I just thought that these parts, there was a little bbetter. This is mainly what we get out of it, where it's very pastel, but a little bit of a mess. You get fighting between the Hutt clan. Obviously, Jabba's still trying to say, I don't care, I'm in charge. And 8-Packs McBags is saying, okay, well, you're getting us all disrespected. He even starts yelling at Marlowe. I mean, what did Marlowe do besides have a terrible mustache and a bad hat and kind of be like stereotypical of a certain whatever mobster, I guess. Yeah. You come back and we get the bounty fighter war type thing where our favorite bounty hunter that messes up all the time and Valance are trying to take down Boba Fett. There's some great action scenes in there, a little bit of fighting. This was kind of cool where they have Danger off on the ice thing with what looked like it was gonna eat him and he was gonna shoot him, but then Valance has the I'm gonna use the Iron Man power to blow your head off. They then have a very campy, peaceful, like shoot me and I'm gonna shoot you moment. What are we gonna do? We have to go out there and get Han Solo. Valance says how Han Solo is his friend. Remember, they were back in training. If you don't know this, if you go read the adaptation of the Solo story or whatever it is, they have the whole backstory between them and how they're.
Why do they all have capes? Notice that.
Well, because that's where good. Look who doesn't have a cape.
But
look
he did.
The worst bounty
he had
hunter
a cape there.
Oh, you're right. He
lost
it, and then he almost got.
Valance got a cape. Boba's got his cape. Like there's a lot of capes.
They're hiding. Yeah, a lot of capes. So we get back into what's the ship called again, Jedi?
Slave One.
Very good, Slave One, because it's still Slave One.
I thought you were going to give yours.
And then they find.
I can only remember the abbreviation of mine, and I'm not allowed to say that.
Yeah. They find the Slave One. There's actually a kind of a cool team up. So Boba and Valance are not going to kill each other, which at one point that's all they were going to do. So it would be nice to see a little bit further that down the line. They did piece in a lot of the Leia, Chewbacca, Lobot, Lando part, which actually immobilized the Imperial ship, which was just a setup for the Hutt clan to come through. Now, this is the one thing that I was unclear of. Are we saying this is Greco at the bottom or whatever, Bruku at the bottom, or are we saying this is Jabba? Because I had the interpretation that this was Jabba at the bottom saying like, oh, you...
Yeah, I thought it was Jabba.
Okay, good. Because that's what I thought too. So he sent in the whole thing, which will mess up Buku's plans of taking over the Hutt clan. But either way, pretty good. They did give us a one part.
Is that one droid still floating around in orbit? The one that Lando kicked out?
Lando kicked out? I think he is.
He's still I thought they were going to pick him up. I thought that was going to be part of Lando's plan or something, but I was wrong.
Be a fun callback if they just showed it floating in the background of another panel.
Yeah, just floating by. Hey.
They did give they gave us a one page on Kira. Did you notice that the knife from the Solo movie when it was what's his name? The guy that plays Vision, that's his knife.
Oh, Paul Bettany's
yeah. For some reason, some skull. She's collecting a bunch of stuff and just doesn't seem to be too worried. We do know that like she is thoroughly in charge, but there's somebody else in it. It's obviously not going to be it's not going to be Darth Maul, but there's some other big secret person they haven't revealed yet. So it's going to be interesting to see who that is. Coming next week, we've got the second half of the Monster of the Temple's Peak. Remember, this was going to be one TPB, but they decided to break it off into, I think, 4.
Isn't it 4? I was going to say, the 4. So it's only second issue, not second half.
Second issue. First issue is pretty good. We're looking forward to this. I think everybody is. That Darth Vader cover is terrible.
Where's Solo at? I want to make sure he can find a second issue.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what the 50th is here. That's probably going to be the one to get, even though I'm going to get the ship. We get Basha, which is going to be the story. Apparently, Tag, the Tag family, the mafia family of Star Wars or whatever you want to call them. She is going to fight Bosch, and they're going to give some backstory of how Leia got the costume. I'd assume that Tag beats the crap out of it, and Leia just finds the costume laying on the ground. That is a very interesting variant cover, though. FOC, we've got our man Kevin Scott with his best work as always in Vader's castles. These are kind of cool. I like the bog.
Well, he's a horror guy, so
yeah, it's gonna do the bog.
It's up his alley.
FOC, we're actually going to get, supposedly for FOC 2 on the High Republic 9, we're going to get the backstory of, what's his name, Kara? Can anybody say his name? Court, this character that's got the mask.
Yeah, you got me. I'm not going to try.
We're getting the full backstory on him. That's what they say, at least. And they're going to talk about his history. I know a lot of people have been waiting this because they think that he might have some weird link to Crate. So we'll see if that's true or not.
I think that's a stretch.
Yep.
Back to the Vader's castle. So those releases, you don't have to have read the ones from previous releases to understand these.
No,
right?
they're actually the first one. They're going to add in a couple new characters too, and like to tell the story. So it's usually the Graf family tells. It's from their point of view. They start to tell a story while they're in Vader's castle. One main character takes you through and tells you the rest of the story. So no, you're not going to have to worry about it at all. What's going on, JJ? So it should be good. Those are one pieces. And each story is different. So it's all like mini horror stories. So they all have a different element to them. The only connection is who's telling the stories.
I'm telling you, on this one, if somebody was doing store variants, this is a perfect opportunity to homage like Dark Knight. You get that Frank Miller with the lightning and the little dude.
Yeah.
You know the cover I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
That would have been a good option for them to do.
Either way, I just hope they give us some of the backstory from him because I know it's been a little bit questionable on what his backstory is. So that should be pretty cool that we're going to get that. All right. And then finally, a series that I hope it's as good as it sounds.
Shadows.
Yeah, we're going to get the mystery thriller, right? That's what this is. It's going to be the crime drama of Star Wars. Just a different spin. They've been doing pretty good on a lot of their spins that they've been taking off. I mean, we're going to talk. Well, we'll see what Sam has to think about the.
Did they have a mandate for the covers? We need one gun, one lightsaber, one blaster, one lightsaber. I don't care what you guys do. Give me.
They could not have made the art of these two characters look more different on each.
Yeah, each cover. It's like
I didn't know she was supposed to look Asian. Of an Asian descent till I kind of saw the third cover, which is the variant cover, and then like, okay, all right.
A little in the first.
Yeah, maybe that was a later cover though. The first cover they showed you was the middle cover. That's the A cover. Then I think it goes B in variant.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I still wonder if she's related
to who?
To Kara Holt from Knight Errant.
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
like
maybe.
a distant relation.
On that third cover. That third cover, the model looks like Will Smith.
It does.
No, yeah. It kind of does.
With a little bit of the Reed Richards gray going on the sides.
That is a female, though, correct?
It's Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith.
Yes.
It's a female. Okay. It's two females, yeah.
Yes.
It's like it's the female buddy cops, I think is what we're going
Was this
for
the same artist on all three covers or no?
Come on, dude.
No. There's no way.
No way. No shot.
Hey, when I draw a character once and then I draw them again, they look nothing alike.
Well, you're also not getting paid to draw said characters.
I don't know
for other people to purchase.
Still,
I don't know if I pay whoever drew the first one.
Pete.
See, there we go. See, you guys are doing this to me because, of course, I'm going to criticize the first one, and then somebody's going to come on here and go like, "Do you know who that was?" No, I don't obviously know who it was, but it's terrible, and I don't like it anyway. So,
but this is Jedi. This is why you just do covers and you just bounce around, so you never have to draw the same character twice.
Right. Yeah, Law and Order of the High Republic, sure. I was thinking more of Tango and Cash of Star Wars. So it is
the Last Boy Scout.
It's Star Wars, yeah, or the Last Boy Scout, maybe. Yeah.
Any Shane Black? Is it Christmas time? Is it going to be a Shane Black story?
The FOC, the Bounty Hunter. So the next cover, how bad they were this week. I think next ones I'm kind of getting excited for, especially these three, the bubble ones. I know that Charles just put the last one on IG over here where he's leaning against Han, but
I'm not loving the middle one.
Really?
Dude, I was about to say Pete is hating that middle one. I knew it.
Is it just a red background? Is that all?
Yeah, it's just too empty. It's unbalanced, and
yeah. But you know what? Like honestly, that's the one you get where you get signed.
Did they catch him off guard, or is he giving us a pose? Is he?
I kind of like it. No, I kind of like it because it's like a half. I kind of like it because it's a half blank, right? Thank you, Kyle.
It does leave you options for remarks.
I mean, it leaves you a lot of options, so you can get remarks and you can get pictures drawn and stuff like that.
But you can do remarks on the lounging on Han. That's kind of a cool image. Like you got a little bit of.
I don't want you doing that. No, because the artist is going to think they can do whatever they want on that. And I'm not letting you.
I would love to see the artist paint in or draw in some spine ticks on that. That way you wouldn't be able to actually tell when you actually get real spine ticks on that.
Well, maybe you
Use a
could draw
white
some.
marker.
Maybe you
It
just
would be very considerate of them.
maybe you could just do some corner scuffing, like draw some corner
Yeah,
scuffing.
some you
on
could
the
thumb.
chins.
We're not going to use the other word.
Yeah, I guess maybe that Joe's right. Maybe they yeah, we're not going to use what I called it yet. But yeah, maybe Joe's right. Maybe it is that the talent is spread a little bit too thin on some of these. And well, I mean, they're probably giving some guys a shot to, or girls a shot at some of these books. I don't know. This though is the Sprouse, the 50th.
Without the gold border?
Well, they didn't
I'm about to say,
have it yet, yes.
No, I know. But,
ruin it with the gold border.
yeah, the gold border is going to kind of clash with the.
Oh,
with
damn
that
it!
purple.
You guys ruined my hopes and dreams. I didn't even think
I'm
about
just-
that. Well, fair enough.
I'm looking at it and thinking, I picture the gold
Yeah.
border. I'm going, now it's going to look busy, and it's not going to work as well.
How great would it be if the back page was just black on the back and it was the 50th, like the logo and everything on the back? That would be kind of dope.
As long as they pulled in a little bit tighter, you get rid of the little bit of the dead space around them, zoom in a little bit more, and it would.
You're
be perfect.
asking for too much, bro. Too much.
It's just slight editing.
All right. Well, they're not going to do that.
They
So
don't redraw these days. It's all digital.
they're not
now.
going to
They
do it.
can
Yeah.
just-
All right. Sam, what's going on? JJ, what is
Hey, how's it going?
on? It's good to have both of you. If
up?
we have Sam here, we're either doing anime or we're doing magna. Say it for me. Somebody.
Manga.
Manga. All right. Which I think is it. Sam, you read it. JJ, you read it. Pete, did you read it?
Pete's got it right there on his shelf.
Pete
I
got
do,
it.
but I didn't get to finish it. It's a quick read, but I was trying to speed through it, but I didn't get through all of it.
You don't even need to ask me. I didn't read it.
Well,
You know,
There's
before we,
the
we-
last.
go ahead.
I was going to say the last
Before we
part
dive
is
too
actually a
deep.
different story.
okay,
It is. Go ahead.
yeah,
Sam.
before we dive too deep, Pete, about the capes. You were complaining about everybody having capes. If you guys are fans of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you know that you have to have a towel with you at all times. In the Star Wars universe, they just carry capes. They don't have
They just
towels.
do capes instead of the towels. Okay.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Explain. There you go. Star Wars explained. Good job, Sam.
42. The answer to everything.
Speaking of the split with the backstory, is that something that's common to this type of genre of books where they give you like some one-off story that really has very little to do with the main storyline? Is there
Is it
always
the
an
end?
Uh, okay, so let's start with just a refresher course about manga. It's a long form storytelling, and so they're setting up this kind of long adventure. It's going to be very serialized. It's not going to be episodic, but they give you these kind of little short treats in between the long volumes of intense action, so that you get a little lighthearted stuff in between the more heavier stuff. And the content of this first volume was like, it seemed like they were trying to channel Alien and Annihilation in kind of a Star Wars Jedi a veneer, which can be kind of intense, can be kind of scary. There were some casualties where they got turned to wood, which was like, it's like, that's kind of a scary thing for the target audience here. But then they follow it up with this little bonus chapter that features these very cute kind of native population to this planet they're on, which is called Banshee. Is that how we're going to say it?
Yep. We're Star Wars. You can say how
That
you
works.
want to. If they want to give us easier ways of saying it, then they can do that. But they don't, even when they're doing like the audio versions, they pronounce stuff differently too. So like the same thing differently. So just say it however you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
This is a safe space, Sam. Safe space.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
no
Marco.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it felt very reminiscent to me of other works that I've seen and that you guys have already seen, right? The plant villain and the way that they were kind of turning their victims to wood seemed very much like Annihilation. Even the kind of shadow organization behind everything, Nile, was kind of a callback to Annihilation for me. But then the monster itself looked very much like a xenomorph in a plant form.
Yeah, so they changed around some stuff. They actually added something in here that was interesting. Did you guys catch how they described, like they did the youngling thing, which I thought was really cool. It was subtle, but how they dived into the younglings' relationship in the hierarchy was very interesting. Did you guys catch that or no? JJ? JJ freeze? JJ froze. Cool.
I think JJ froze.
Sweet, because that's something that they did. You know, like we saw them all training with Yoda in the movies before. We've seen them around, but they've never actually described like the tutelage from the younglings going. I mean, they did in the Lego thing where it's always kind of campy and jokey, but they never actually pulled it through to explain like, oh, they just kind of roam around for a little bit, right? Like they follow around Padawans and whoever's there that can like teach them, and they're kind of just wayward. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
which was interesting. I thought it was kind of cool. That was cool.
Yeah,
that they did
I found the
wood guy was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is teen, but I thought it was a little bit like you knew first off, do they not know how seasons work? Like you don't plant seeds right before you're about to harvest the crops.
You don't. It's Star Wars. Don't start on me with planting.
Well,
seeds
no.
And you're gonna argue with me over like capes.
No, capes are fine. That one I had a little bit of like, I was like, oh, okay, this is probably a common theme of like growing, and they did the farmer thing here. I get it. That's fine. Okay. But then when they did the plant, that was just weird. The difference in art, I actually thought that the Drain gear actually looked better and were more scary. Like looked like something.
This actually does get a.
That looks like something that was a lot better than what they did in the comic books. In the comic books, they were this bushy
and without color, mind you.
Yeah, bushy marijuana type plant. Where here, they look like something that would like to eat meat.
Yeah, I think they look very reminiscent of like the Queen Xenomorph from Aliens.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, but even like how they have like the spiny, like how they described them in the novels, how they have like the spikes on like rose bushes and stuff like that through their vines and stuff like that. They did a really good job of it. It was enjoyable. It seemed like it was for a way younger audience than me, which is fine. But like I said, JJ, did you find it interesting, the youngling connection here, how they explained that younglings just kind of like are roaming around with nobody truly in charge of them? They just kind of like do whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
The hierarchy was a little interesting in that, like if you're not into Star Wars, like I would have trouble following the ranking system because like there's Master Arkoff, who is the Wookiee, and then there's Lily, who's actually a knight.
They kept,
but she has a Padawan, and then also in the temple are younglings. So it's like, but it was interesting where like, and it's unusual where they're like, I think at one point like Arkoff goes to Lily, oh, take the younglings with you on this potentially dangerous mission to the woods. Like,
I mean, I guess you'd have to think then that it's more realistic. I mean, you see Yoda training all the younglings, and he was the guy that was always like, wait, you got the main guy on the councils, the guy that's in charge of like all the little brats. And but whatever.
Well, like I don't even remember at least not very many stories where the younglings are even like mostly on the main temple in Coruscant.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was interesting that they added it in. It's cool that they added that dimension in there, which was kind of cool. Kind of cool to see. I guess it's a little dorky Star Wars thing, maybe. Like, but I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Gives a different perspective on it. But
I don't know. I thought that was good. Like we were saying, you missed it, but I thought they did a better job with the Drain gear here.
Yeah, exactly. I was going back to this. Like this is definitely more frightful, or than anything we've seen out of the other ones.
I think they say in the story too, they're like kind of like because of the planet's soil or something like that, they became mutated Drain gear. They're not like the rest of it.
Like this panel here, it's just this is more creepy than anything we've seen in the other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks like an actual bad guy that you should fear. The only problem I did have...
Little Stranger Things. It's a little bit, third season Stranger Things kind of feel there, though.
The one thing that was annoying throughout this book, though, was the Wookiee. Come on, man. Put the asterisk next to it and call it a day. We don't have to do the back and forth bullshit. Like,
well, and the you're talking like the way they was written, like the way he talked. Yeah.
Well, every time he'd make a noise, you'd have someone there to translate for the audience.
That was okay for like one or two panels, and eventually
it wore a bit thin. But
Mhm.
they did take him away from the
All right,
end of
tackle
the story.
explanation
So.
on me. This
Yeah, they gave up like halfway through, but unfortunately, that's like 25 pages into the
And
story.
he's like,
so.
he was like the most like violence reluctant Wookiee ever. Like I know he's a Jedi, but he's all like, I don't want to hurt the Dringier plant. And even the archivist is like, well, we have to like kill it somehow, and so he just cleaves it in half at one point. But it's like,
What species do you think that archivist was? Stone species? Like I don't.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell. Like at first, I thought she was one of the wood people, but like alive.
Mhm.
But I couldn't. I didn't look up what's. It was Ruru was the name. I didn't look up what
Ruru, yeah.
species it was. Yeah.
I mean,
she's like one of Crystar, the Crystal Warriors.
Yeah, Crystal Warriors.
Mhm.
So I mean, she's gonna be. I mean, she wasn't in the free comic book day. They obviously added some characters in here. That
Mhm.
was one of them in the Padawans. But it seemed interesting. I just like that they're expanding it. I thought it once again. I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to end up reading. How many more of these are there going to be? One, or is it going to be?
There's only one other one scheduled, I think. But
Yeah, at least one more.
Is $15 a standard price for something like this size?
it's a little high. I think is it normally like
Yeah,
10
it's high.
Sam, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's high.
Is it?
I purchased it digital and it was $11.
Yeah. And I don't know if we mentioned it yet.
15 print. kinda high.
They did flip it for you normies who aren't used to reading
They
it.
did.
Yeah. Normally you have to read it the opposite direction, but they for all those comic normies.
Yeah, this was left to right, not right to left. Yeah, the other thing about the story itself is I felt like Lily, the main character, was very boring. She's very stoic. She doesn't get rattled easily, which is fine. You know, that's a very dependable Jedi, but it's not much fun to read or follow.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of exposition in there too. Like, and I tried to you guys saw the first slides for the review I put up was like, I don't know, forever long, because I was trying to just get through the exposition and get everybody's like image entered into it, but that was still like half this book. So I don't know. I'm hoping they develop her character a little bit more, because Sam's right. Like she's very, like he said, stoic, but also I guess like unsure. Like there's one point where she seems like she's unsure that she can't handle the younglings as far as like, you know, looking after them. And there's another point where she's unsure of, you know, whether or not she should be like leading the temple by herself and that type of stuff. So.
Well, she was a knight, and it is a temple, and they were going on there, and they just at the time had gotten off of one battle. I can understand it. It's a weird time period too, because it fast forward. Like they took everything from Starlight Beacon, all like opening of Starlight Beacon, all the way to after the parade day or whatever. So it was like there was they combined a lot in there to be like in 1-2 days.
There were some time skips. Yeah.
It was like a 10-month time skip or something.
I think the bad guy, the Nihil there, was pretty tricky and fun. But besides that, was there really standout characters in this? To me,
the best character that stood out was the way they trained. We already talked about it, was the way they changed the drink gear.
Yeah.
Should have been like that from the start for that character. But
I thought that the kind of absentee master, Stellan Gios, he was pretty fun, but he didn't make a whole lot of appearance in this.
Shows up right at the end when all the action's over with. Like, oh, hey, I'm here.
Hey guys, what I miss?
They actually he's more detailed in the novels. But yeah, he doesn't make a lot of appearances in any of the books besides that, which stinks because he's a good character. They kind of changed him around.
I have a theory on Stellan now, though. He's kind of like, think about it, and we saw an Out of the Shadows. So he sends, what's her name? Vanestra on like a mission.
Dark vibes out of him now.
Yeah, well, she sends her on a mission that's slightly dangerous that ends up being a setup. And here they're like, oh, like we know that the Nihil may be on this planet or maybe behind Dringier attacks, but we're just going to leave this planet.
Let's leave the younglings
to the young Jedi Knight and the younglings. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Is he setting people up?
I don't. He's got the Mace Windu feel of like, just do your job. You know, like I think he's gotten like maybe the Jedi are getting too soft, and we need to, we have the skill set to execute. So like, kind of like how I taught my kids how to swim. We live off of the lake. They jumped in the water. Made sure they didn't
Yeah.
drown. Besides
So
that,
this is
Yeah, but this is like taking your kids out to the woods and leaving them and then driving home to see if they can find their way back.
Kick him out the door.
You know the address, right?
you got to do that.
We'll see you.
Yeah. No,
We'll see you in
I mean,
morning.
so this is canon though, right? I didn't read it. This is canon.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it takes place right in it. So
For
But
some
it's-
reason in my little brain, I kind of was lumping this in with the Vision stuff that was
Like Elseworlds type of
anime
stuff.
Vision stuff, so I wasn't. I got a
No,
little
it
confused.
isn't.
It is
I think
canon.
I think the biggest takeaway besides what they did with the Drain Gear is like how they did the hierarchy where we got to see the younglings. I thought that was a cool part. I think now that Sam brought it up, that is kind of true. There was weak characters. They were weak,
Hmm.
right? Like across the board, it was kind of weak. So
Well, don't forget too the writer's Ireland. I mean, it's just Ireland is the writer. So I mean, we kind of already talked about those characters in one of her other books.
Yeah, I
don't
didn't
think
realize
she's a
how
bad
close
writer.
I actually was to the end, considering you guys said there's that bonus at the end. So that's
Yeah.
like
did
I was
you
trying to
like
count it
that?
out.
Was-
it's
I
like a
thought
whole full comic book's worth in the back.
I think, unfortunately, I think I've figured out what I don't like about her writing. I think she writes down instead of up to the audience.
Mhm.
Like even if this because I read at the end and it gave a warning. It's supposed to be for older teenagers,
Mhm.
and I was just spending time with family members that are teenagers, and I'm thinking this isn't. That's why I was saying like compared to other ones, because even when I was at the store buying this, I saw adults taking their children. Guys who are around our age, maybe a little bit younger, taking their children who are probably 12, 13 into this section where this book is being sold. Right.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at the Titans and all this other stuff. And then I'm reading this and going like, wow, this seems very childish.
Yeah, I don't know if there's it's definitely, like I said, it actually says, I can't remember if it's on the cover of this or I think it's on the Free Comic Book Day. It literally says rated T for teen. But and I don't know well enough, and Sam might be able to answer this question if he comes back, but like, is there a rating system for manga at all?
Yeah, Viz, who is producing this or publishing it, has a rating system. They do T plus, and then the plus usually has an age rating next to it, so it'd either be 10 or 14 or 17.
It's on the back of the book. P, could you
And then
look
they
at
have
this?
They have a mature.
It just says rated T for teen.
Okay.
Yeah, so just kind of a general teen audience.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It seemed a little bit intense with the Drain Gear monster was pretty scary, but the characters were pretty boring. And the thing I wanted to bring up about Stellan was I think he smiled, right? He had some kind of smirk or smile during the course of the story. And if a Jedi's smiling, you can't trust them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's a Sith. It's a Palpatine move. I totally do.
That smirk.
You think he is? You think he's the Sith?
I mean, he might be. He's
He's
conspicuously absent for all the Nihil action too. Like, it's like, I'm going to save this small outpost.
No,
planet.
time out. Not in Raising Storm. He actually was the guy who saved the whole. He came.
Well,
through.
yeah, but come on.
When you needed someone
After like 1 million people died, or
when you needed the big guns, he was the big gun. Like he was the big gun. I think he thinks that. I definitely think he thinks
He
Chris
probably doesn't
is
want to
not
blow
good.
his cover yet.
yeah,
I think he thinks the order's soft. I think that's it. He definitely has disagreements.
that doesn't mean he's not a Sith though.
Which is why he's
You're right.
a Sith.
Was
And
Mace
don't
Windu a
forget
Sith?
there's-
No.
There's Lost 20 out there. We don't know who they are. He
There-
could be one of them.
the
Dooku started off in the same way, right? I mean, kind of
Right. Yeah, he was a Jedi. And
The unfortunate part about it is like he's one of the stronger characters that they have coming out of here. So if it turns out that he turns Sith, I kind of would like to have a strong Jedi, right? Like they had Great Storm, they killed him. He was a strong
Hey,
character.
don't let your wants cloud your
Well-
judgment here.
True.
I think it'll be interesting to see because they kind of portrayed him in the novels. We're getting off topic of this this book, by the way, but they kind of portrayed him in the novels as kind of being that guy who was conflicted with the dark side. But there's Elzar Mann out there who, you might look at, they kind of flip that role where Geos is really the character that leans more to the dark side, and Man is, though he's conflicted, is the true Jedi.
Oh, so you
character.
think Man's going to come back and then Geos is going to go sideways? Could
I
be
mean,
because
theory, but
in theory, it did seem like he wanted at one point a relationship with Chris, and then they threw that out the window. It seems like they're doing a lot of rewrites, anyways. But either way, Okay. So good. I'm glad. I'm gonna read the second one. I wasn't that impressed with this. I was impressed with those parts I mentioned, but I
And
don't know.
what do you guys think of the art? I don't know if you talked about the art while I dropped out of there, but compared to comic art,
It was the drain gear was scary, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I've read this type of. I've seen these books growing up, but they were all in Japanese, so I didn't understand them. So when I was at the udon shops, like I would go through them, so the art's familiar to me. Just I don't.
So Jedi mentioned Visions earlier. Lily looks a lot like the Village Bride, which will be a Visions episode coming up. One of the fallen Jedi that's in that. So they look very similar. I don't think they're the same character, but they look a lot alike.
I'll say that the art in this particular volume was, aside from the drain gear, the art was pretty pedestrian. It was very paint by numbers.
Yeah.
There weren't any crazy angles. They weren't.
You just hurt Mizuki Sakakibara's feelings with that comment.
No, I think that's actually. Go ahead. Go.
They weren't. They weren't flexing their artistic muscles. It just seemed very like, this is the frame. It's very simple. It's it's head on. You're not getting any crazy angles on the characters. You didn't see the Jedi really like, flexing their muscles as far as.
Do you think it was intentional?
Action.
I was going to say our simple little
to tone it down for the general. I mean, they did print it. Left to right, not right to left. Like, do you think they told, hey, take it easy? Like, this is for American audiences. So
but I think they did the whole
try not
thing.
to go too far.
Was Sam saying that it was pedestrian?
I think they toned. They toned the whole thing down.
The whole thing down.
Everything, from art to story to
story.
Which I don't know if that would be good. I mean, I don't think that's going to work over because we'll read the second one, but like Sam, if you pick this up, would you, and you aren't participating in this, would you pick the second one up? Or are you like, I'm passing?
I mean, the Nile thing is the one thing that's bringing me back, but as far as art, as far as character, as far as story, it's been pretty slow. And this is the kind of thing you get from artists and writers who are hired to do a licensed work rather than their own stuff, their own original stuff. And so they're just trying not to offend Disney or offend Marvel or offend Lucasfilm with taking too many liberties. And so that's why I think it's kind of tame in comparison to other things that I've seen. I think they're mostly trying not to get points taken away rather than score big hits or score home runs.
Yeah. I look at it a little bit like Adventures too. I mean, it's definitely targeted at a younger audience than like the Marvel run of High Republic would be or something like that. Because I mean, just looking at not just the rating thing, but even just in general of like, they're probably, because I think I could be wrong, but this is the first completely original characters and stuff that they've done for Star Wars in this way. So I think they did that to reach a younger audience, not necessarily us and the older guys, but
younger and broader.
I know, but I think it's unfortunate too because I think they might be missing the mark. We, even on this, we don't get a ton of remarks after the show, but there were some, and it seemed like some people were looking forward. They thought that this was a great opportunity, and to be honest with you, if it just seemed like okay.
I'll give it another volume, but it was a little.
I thought the end story sucked. The little stealing of the
it was very Ewoks. This is like Ewoks the cartoon. I mean, like I was like,
Are they
were definitely trying to channel that energy.
Yeah. Well, whatever. All right. Well, that's that. So probably no.
Also, am I the only one that thought they looked like Angry Birds? Didn't they?
They sure did. They sure did. Now that you bring it up.
I do like how the one had I was surprised they didn't have a box cutter. The one had like old school can opener. It was good cutter.
Are you talking about the extra story?
Yeah.
I didn't get that far.
There's all these little birds, and one's got a cutter. Cut one of the younglings. Like comes out with the little hooked can opener. And it's like gonna stab him with it, which is pretty fun. I guess.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Here, blow me up real fast.
All right.
I can show them Angry Birds.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like there's a lawsuit coming for that or something.
Yeah, it is a little angry.
Over there.
Yeah, it's a little.
Look at that. I mean, you got They even got the cheat. Like it sounds like bird sound.
Yeah. No, they are birds. They're a bird species. They're a little small bird species.
Well,
They
there
were
you go.
the indigenous people to that planet. So,
Oh shit!
oh, there we go.
It doesn't quite fit in the rack. That's why.
All right, so that is probably our cover of that. We will cover another one. Thank you, Sam. We do appreciate it. Darth Angry Birds. They did have the Star Wars Angry Bird game, by the way.
They did have the Star Wars Angry Birds game.
They did.
True.
All right, thanks for having me on. I'm gonna take off.
Sam is great.
All
We
right,
appreciate it.
take
Thanks,
it
brother. Take it easy.
Sam.
You can
Thanks,
check them
guys.
out on MCM every Saturday.
Yep.
For as long as that thing goes on. All right. We'll see you later, Sam.
Good night.
Good night. We do have a couple more things. So who wants to do it? Jay, do you want to talk about why we're mad at gaming, or does Jedi want to clue everybody in on cards?
Let's do cards real quick, and then because that'll be fast, and then.
All right.
Okay, I got it.
You got it? Cool.
Yep. It's not a lot.
Nope.
You did fumble.
I did fumble the book, but again, I was struggling with that little rack.
So since we've had some interesting cards, and this is good because we didn't think there was a ton of interest in it, but we decided to talk a little bit more about cards now. So here you go. Jedi, give us the cards update.
So I guess this is not a set that you're going to have to build. This is a small set that's going to come in a pack or a box or whatever, kind of similar to what Topps has done in the past with like football and probably basketball and baseball with their rookie card sets that you can get that you don't really have to build or do anything with. You just buy the packs and you get it. So it's a 2021 on-demand, what they call their on-demand set 10. I don't know what 1 through 9 are, but anyway, Star Wars High Republic, 20 base cards. I said before, each pack. Yeah, what was that?
I was gonna say I think they did a set for Bad Batch somewhere in there.
Yeah, probably.
I believe they did.
When I was looking into this, I did see, you're probably right. I did see that they have done some Bad Batch, what they call the living set.
Yeah, well, the living set, they just
that might
do
be different.
whatever.
I don't keep track well.
Those have just about everybody. Those have.
I mean, they had
everybody.
Bernie and
In
his
fact,
mittens as a card, and then the living set.
Yeah, you have to buy those pretty much one card at a time or something too. But anyway, so yeah, there's each pack has a set in it, and it also has one parallel of a base card from the set, or it has what they call a novel cover card, which is basically a card of one of the novel covers, Light of the Jedi, Into the Dark, Test of Courage.
Yeah, one of the books.
And then you have the either High Republic Adventures or High Republic #1, which I assume is probably the A cover for each one.
Yeah, probably.
And then parallel cards, black border is numbered to 25, red border to 10, and then you get a platinum, which is a 1 of 1, which we always get excited for those if and when we ever see them. So yeah, you have to order these. I don't know. I assume card shops or whatnot are probably going to order several, and you can probably pick them up at your card shop, but you can also order them online at Topps.com.
I don't know if card shops are going to do that though.
Yeah, because aren't they only available for a limited time?
Well,
I guess a card shop could
like
order a whole bunch
days.
at once.
Yeah, well, I think the
went on
problem
there.
with the card shop is because I think that parallel is going to be the top card, so the card shop's not going to, like, they're going to upcharge. I mean, yeah, sure, the card shop might take a chance, but then they're going to charge. Oh, I got a platinum. That's what we're
I
charging.
assume they're going to be sealed in a pack, so you're not going to know what the parallel is.
I imagine they're going to put like a sticker seal or something on the outside of it, probably.
I just thought it was just going to be sent to you. Like, here you go. Here's your pack.
It'd be nice because
I've seen some of the ones I've seen in the pack. I've seen the ones like the rookie packs that I mentioned earlier do come in clear cellophane, but I think to probably eliminate what you're saying could happen, I'm assuming, and you know what happens when you assume that it will be in a solid either black or silver metallic.
Because I'm picturing exactly how this is imaged right here. Like it's in a little clear plastic case that you just pop open, and there you go. Here are my cards.
Well, if that's the case, then I hope the parallel is in the middle and not on the front or back, if that's the case. But yeah, if you're going to order them through Topps, you got about another 4 days to do it. I went back and forth whether or not I actually wanted to order one or not. I still might. Maybe I'll order one and we can open it up here on the show and then do a giveaway or something. We'll see. I'm kind of leaning towards ordering them because, and you can go ahead and go to the next slide.
Before we go, Astro, just going to throw this out to Astro. Is the parallel or the bonus card in the middle somewhere, or is it shown? That's my only question since you bought packs from them before.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, Astro, throw it up.
Yeah, what I want to know too is, so if I take that parallel card out and let's say grade it or something like that, am I breaking the set or is it still a complete set?
It's still, I would say it's still a complete base set.
Even though I've broken the seal or whatever they probably put on it?
Yeah, because it's still the set of 20.
It's just not sealed.
Because that card's either going to be a parallel or it's going to be one of a separate 5-card set that you don't have.
I feel like there'd be a lot of these sets then, because somebody buy like 5 sets, take out all the parallels.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're going to sell the parallels on eBay for those people that are trying to put together either the entire set, which I don't know how you do that, or they'll be trying to do a character set of all 4, the base and then the 3 parallels.
Well, they'll all be random. There we go.
So yeah, here's the list of the characters, and this kind of I was thinking about getting it just as kind of a reference as I read the novels. Half the time I don't know
flashcards
who I'm reading about, and I'm like, hey, who's
there we go.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, okay.
That's what he looks like. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's that person. So there's some examples, and from what I'm guessing, I labeled each one what I guessed was going to be the parallel, just based on that little platinum line and red line around there. So this is concept art that they're looking at. So I guess what the artist thinks these characters, most of the characters, especially the well-known characters like your Lorna Dees, we have a good idea what they look like, but maybe some of them are still out there, up to the artist interpretation or whatever they see in their mind. I guess my question to you guys, I just jotted down a couple of questions. Would you prefer something like this, like we're looking at this concept art, like this, or something like, since these are comic book characters for the most part, we haven't seen them in any live action. Would you prefer something like this or something more akin to an action portrayal, like in the Marvel masterpieces and stuff, where you see them like swinging and jumping and all that, with more of a background other than just the gray background?
I always liked the art, like the Galaxy series. I mean, that's why I bought that one box, was because I always liked those series of cards. So like, I like it when they mix it up and it's different artists, particularly comic artists and other artists doing like action shots and different drawings, even if they're pulling art from other places and it's not original art. I like that a little bit better myself. But
the only thing I like about this is that this is how they released these figures originally. Like the concept art came out first for all these figures when you're going into the book. So I think that's kind of neat. But I see what JJ's saying. Then again, I'm not going to try to collect them all. So
yeah,
but there's not a lot of
there's
not a lot of different art for High Republic yet. I mean, we've had
this is the funny part.
3 artists on the comics.
I do want.
I mean, the artist would have to invent some sort of
picture,
action or concept.
Like, because remember the geode that we saw like this, the concept geode, that was fan art. That wasn't actually an artist. They didn't actually do that. Somebody drew a rock and then put there. It's a geode. Like it wasn't one of these sketch things. So I actually kind of
drew the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey in rock form, and said,
which he suspiciously ended up looking like that when he showed up in the comics, though.
No, if you remember, it was rounded. It was almost like glacier.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he was still like, they could have drawn him as something else, but he's still a giant rock slab.
So I can see, I can see people liking these. I guess these would be considered, for the collectors out there, and we do have some Star Wars card collectors in our audience that watch. I guess these are considered rookie cards, like Boba Fett had his rookie card back in the 1980 Empire Blue release. So I guess these are considered rookie cards for those collectors that collect Star Wars rookie cards. So this would be a set they probably want to at least, think about getting a hold of. But yeah, there's really not a whole lot of frills in this set. There's no sketch cards that I read about, at least in the literature I could find.
That's okay.
No autographs, nothing really sexy like that. You're just going to get the parallel and then the base set. So that's it. Like I said, it's a quick presentation. because, like I said, we have some card collectors. Myself, I'm not a big card collector of Star Wars, but I dabble in it.
It is what it is. But $30, I'm not in. I'm just throwing that out there.
It's a big ask for. I mean, you get one parallel, and
Yeah, because you're shooting for like, well, what's the parallel I'm going to get? So you want to buy multiples. We're like,
for $30, give me like 2 or something in there.
Yeah, or just make it $1 a card. You know, yeah. I don't know.
To answer Astro's question,
it is a big ask because
he knocks it and goes, "Yeah, I'm getting it." Yeah, isn't that the way?
A lot of times the rookie sets and stuff that I kind of references to, a lot of those things only go for like $10 or $12 a pack. I'm sorry, or a set. I think so. Yeah, this is kind of it's Star Wars, so they know fans are gonna buy it.
Yeah, but to be fair, this wouldn't be a Yoda rookie then.
No,
it would not be a Yoda rookie. Yeah. It would be a
chronological Yoda.
Yeah,
it would be a geode rookie. It would be a Loner D rookie card. It would be like that. So on. So on.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of characters that are new there. Oh, it should be fun. I mean, like you said, it's kind of like how we're talking about Black Series and everything else we're complaining about. But I'm buying that armor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not exactly what we wanted, but maybe we'll get it someday. So, is what it is. Rather be honest about it than lie and say that's all roses. All right. Next up, we have got. Thank you for that, by the way, Jedi. I know people are intrigued by it. So, next up, let's be a bunch of grumpy old white men because we were going to talk about KOTOR remake.
I'm brown.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And I don't play video games, so.
Okay, so me and JJ I was referencing me and JJ here for those.
Yep, you guys are carrying the load on this one.
Okay, there we go.
What makes you think I'm grumpy? Is it all the things I posted in the chat?
The chat. Jen, you scared her away from life after what you were saying in the chat about this. But you have a good point. Well, this is also the problem. This is the problem that I'll let you get into your rant in a minute. But the problem that I have with this is, just to be clear, don't buy a PS5 and think you're getting a brand new Knights of the Old Republic game with like sweet Darth Revan and like all this animation and a bunch of other stuff, because you ain't. For some reason, the new trailer, this is not actually playable character or playable scenarios, is what's going on right now. So
no, it'll just be in better graphics, but they'll redo some of the cutscenes.
I think they'll redo this. Yeah, the cutscenes will be redone more cinematic. Yeah. But they've done that in the Old Republic game forever now.
Yeah.
Which is still around. I mean, it has an expansion coming out, I think, soon. So, I mean, I don't know. Redoing the cutscenes to me is not like a selling point. Like, to me, it's going to be gameplay. Like, we'll have the same gameplay as the original. And that's what scares me, because these guys at Aspire haven't done like a AAA game, which by AAA I mean like, a huge game like this, at least from the ground up. So
it was 360 release, right? Too
the original, Xbox old,
the original Xbox. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. Did they remade it for 3? Did they? They already touched this game up once before, didn't they? For conversion.
I don't think it's actually ever been remade. No, I mean, it's been re-released on other things. Like you could play it on 360. Like back.
Yes, some of the machines automatically like upscale things.
Yeah, that's what it was.
A little smoother
on the 360. It made it smoother, so that the play through BioWare was smoother on the 360 than it was in the original aspect. So I mean, I don't know. Plus, why are you doing it for only PS5?
Because
I think that's the thing that made a lot of people upset was that, and it's what you call a timed exclusive. So by that they mean it will eventually probably come out to other consoles, but you don't know when. Generally, it's like a year. But
it'll be like a year. I was gonna say it's probably gonna be like a year. It'll
generally,
be PC and Xbox.
They weren't super specific. It sounded like from Lucasfilm Games Twitter thing that I saw, like the PC may be released at the same time. But then what I saw from other sources is that wasn't such a sure thing. So it may be PS5 and PC at the same time. But I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Either way, no, Ruben, I think they're saying it. I think that's just like the remake. Like they're saying they're remaking it because they did the trailer thing and all. But no, I don't think they're going to change the story around at all. It's still going to be open play.
You never know. I mean, they just did remake and it says ground up. So they could decide to tweak stuff just to be different and just to get press about it once they do it.
Once again, but they don't really make good games, so
they don't really make any. I mean, they remake a lot of games, but their remakes are like, well, and they've remade a lot of Star Wars games, so that's what makes me slightly cautiously optimistic about it, is that they do know the Star Wars property well.
Right.
But
have they changed any around? I don't think they've. What I'm saying
no,
is like
no, and they haven't built like one from like an engine from scratch.
Yeah,
that I know
that's
of
what I'm
or
saying.
anything like that. So
it's not. They don't actually remake it. Like some of the mechanics in it are, but like it's not remade. Like they're not drawing on new cutscenes and everything like that.
Hey,
So,
they could be spreading their wings, broadening their horizons.
Yeah.
It's been like 20 plus years that they have the liberty to do that and not bother anybody or whatever. Maybe not.
And I did read on something, a website talking about, at least for the PC release, but they do have, although it's not made and BioWare is not involved, who was the original developer of the first one, and Obsidian did the second one. They do have, like, I guess, a couple people that worked on the original game. But the question is, are those people that worked on the original game developers that worked on the original game, or are they like concept artists? Like, what does that mean?
I got coffee, so I'm getting coffee again.
Like, were you an intern then, and now you're like?
Yeah, the other problem I think I have with it too is like this was supposed to be the big Revan news that they've been holding for a year. Like, if this is as far as they've gone with this character in a year, is that they're going to have a remastered version of this game for an exclusive place that probably isn't. Not a lot of people. I mean, PlayStation isn't exactly the area where I think this game. Like, if they redid it for the new Xbox, I could see that maybe having not just nostalgia, but like people who buy Xboxes that might pump it up. The PlayStation / Madden 98 crew and Tiger Woods Golf group. I'm not quite sure that this is going to be great in that target market.
I think it's going to draw old players anew. I mean, nostalgia is a big sticking point. Even if it's a bad game, it's going to sell really well. And I think part of me, I mean, this is an old rumor. This has been around forever that there would be a remade KOTOR. Well, I shouldn't say forever, but at least over a year probably, where they would remake KOTOR at some point. And it would be, and I have to eat a little bit of crow because I didn't think Aspire was going to do it. Like, I was like, there's no way that they will entrust that to a developer that hasn't done a AAA game. But like, looking at it from the fact of, it almost makes me wonder now that it's like a PlayStation exclusive. If Sony wasn't like reading some news story like a year and a half ago and was like, you know what, that would sell a lot of PlayStation 5s. let's buy that timed exclusive for that release.
You know what? We should make some more PlayStation 5.
Yeah, but that's the problem. There's no PlayStation 5s out there. That's what I'm saying is, like,
I know.
It's so niche that it's not moving forward with his story.
But it's not just them either, though. I mean, you got to put it on the Xbox too. You can't get an Xbox
I understand that, but
Yeah.
it's not. But by the time, so that this comes out, by the time it expands, like it's kind of not good for the property.
Well,
right?
And everybody's like, play PC, but you can't get a graphics card either. Like, if you're not a hardcore PC gamer and you haven't had a graphics card in your computer for 5 years, it's probably not going to run this game. At least not run it well.
Yeah.
Good luck getting a graphics card.
Well,
you could
play the old. You could play the old version of it, the non-remastered version of it. Which
I can play that on my phone though.
If they wanted to sell consoles, they would have announced that, hey, we're doing a special PS5 with KOTOR.
Oh, that's coming.
Design color.
Knowing Sony, that's coming.
Yeah, the only thing that was, but when the problem is because of distribution, that's going to be pieced out together and forgotten by the time it's actually released. You see what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
that's a problem with it. Like, this trailer was cool if they gave us something like that, but they're not giving us that, and they're not even giving most people that. And
we don't have a release date. I mean, this could be a project that's just started and is
they're
2
still
years away. Yeah.
Which means they could never come out.
An intern could have made that trailer, that 1 minute trailer in like
1313.
Yeah, 1313 was supposed to be
1313. This could be 1313, which would stink.
Yeah.
So good job. Way to get our hopes up. Good job.
I'm still cautiously optimistic, but not by a lot. Sorry if I scared Jen away from the show forever.
No, you didn't. I was just joking. No, I mean, like, I just think, like, it seemed like it was going to be good news, and then, like, everybody got so excited about it, and once again, it's one of those times where we have to, like, taper expectations. There's nothing like,
and it's going
to be early to get excited about it.
I mean, it's going to be probably before you see any more news on it. It's going to be a little bit of time, and then it's definitely going to be a wait before it releases. So,
yeah, but also I was hoping for something new. I think that was it. When I saw the trailer, because I didn't read what it was about, just watched the trailer, I was like, sweet. And then I was like, well, that's a turd in a bucket. All right. Yeah. Commodore 64.
I did love the 64.
There was a 128. I don't. That's before my time. I don't remember.
The problem is, could you still?
Yeah, I didn't get 128.
Everybody's acting like you could walk in a store and get a PS5 though. Like, there's an issue with that. Like, even if you wanted this on the PS5, like to get the PS5, I was just in a GameStop the other day, and they're like, if you refresh 15 million times at 2:32 to 2:33 in the afternoon on every third Wednesday, you might have a shot to get one. Like, that's still what they're going through.
And let's be clear, like, I mean, this was the first game they showed at that showcase, but it wasn't by far the last. You had Wolverine. It showed off.
No, they're not showing games. They're just showing trailers.
Oh, well, that's what I mean. But I mean,
showing games.
There's a lot of upcoming games, but they're going to have a big problem. In, like we said, not just Sony, but they're going to have a big problem getting consoles in players' hands.
PS5 isn't even.
Yes.
$2,000.
You can also buy it on StockX. So, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
How much are they going?
All the way is right.
They're still up around 800 or so, I think. I could be wrong.
Wow. How much does it cost if you could actually get them?
Jordan versus Bird.
500. Well, for the better version, 500. I think 400 for the discless version.
That doesn't seem like that. That doesn't seem like that bad of a markup, I guess. I don't know. All right.
They were up around 1,000, I think.
I have a theory about Radio Shack.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hear my theory?
Yes.
It was a mob front.
What?
That's not true.
Seriously, did you know anybody who bought anything outside of a wired connector that cost like $2 from a Radio Shack? Did you buy anything else from a Radio Shack?
No, but I know
batteries.
I know.
How did they stay in business for so long? They were just laundering money, putting up a false front. Yeah, we sell electronics. We have 3 different TVs and we have two phones. That's all you could choose from.
I would say the mob
was so small.
The mob front probably was sharper image.
Yeah, that sharper image was the mob front. Like,
you want a hair dryer for $300?
It's a very special person that would buy stuff from Radio Shack, but they were there and they were.
No, if you were like one of the remote control car guys who were driving their Lobos around, you know, on the street, you didn't shop at Radio Shack. There's nothing else to buy at Radio Shack.
No, there was. Anyways,
exactly, they were expensive. They were overpriced because they weren't actually selling anything.
Okay, yeah, this is what I'm saying about the trailers, though. Like, that was a fight scene for Wolverine that showed. It says in big print, even on this, none of this is gameplay. This will not be gameplay, which is also very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. So,
well, it should be obvious though when it's cinematic, though. I know they have to put that disclaimer in there, otherwise people are going to.
They got sued at one point over Call of Duty or something like that.
Yeah,
and that's why they have to do it now.
World War II one. Yeah,
yep.
I know, but it's just like getting people's up for nothing. All right. That is is that it, guys? That's it already. Nice. Well, under 2 hours. We had everybody in here. Solo Wookiee. I think his computer set on fire.
Yeah, I don't know if
Jedi did an intro for him and everything, and he wasn't here.
If there was a Radio Shack, he could have taken care of that problem, but apparently they were just all mob
Radio Shack couldn't have helped you unless you need like a 3-splitter for your like AV cable wire.
I actually had bought a decent amount of everything that, you know what? When the cruddy part is, I think if they could have stayed open long enough, they would have done okay for like this type of stuff. Because when you're looking for certain cords and everything like that and computer add-ons, no Radio Shack's a pain in the butt. I'll be honest with you. So
Ruben's asking about pickups.
I think passed away.
Oh, pickups! Did anybody have pickups?
I didn't get Star Wars stuff.
I didn't even dig it out, man.
I did get one thing. I can show off one thing.
Shoot, 6 Point was going to give away something too, but I forgot to do that too. So JJ's going to give away something that's going to be great.
No, JJ's got pickups. So I'm going to.
Oh, pickups.
Yeah, when he comes back, he's got something to show. Oh, let me get rid of the screen.
All right. Get rid of the
screen. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any Star Wars. I
have one thing I could show. I mean,
Jedi, go ahead. Show it. Good. Stick ahead.
I think it's been shown on here before. I think JJ showed it. Had this before, but I got the. Where are we at?
What is that?
The Solo 125, number 5, I think, right? No, number 3.
Yeah, nice.
Pick that up.
Yeah, I can't find those things anywhere.
That's it. I didn't get it. It's been a slow week for me. I picked up some Golden Age. You guys probably hopefully saw that on my IG.
Yeah, like I got X-Men stuff, but that's not for here. I'm trying to think if I got any Star Wars. I did get my Mayhew, but I mean, JJ showed his last week, so what's the difference of me showing mine? He's got those Mayhew Marchand Rose, not the Shadow variant because I don't believe in Shadow variants.
JJ always beats everybody to the punch. Like he was showing off. He's already showing off his Star Wars. What's it, weekly or whatever that thing is.
I did get that. I can't grab that quick enough now. I should have grabbed
that.
it.
I won't get for another month probably, but yeah.
Yeah, you can blame Titan on that one. I don't know why I got it early. I seem to get it pretty quickly. I don't know if it's just because I've been a subscriber for a while or what.
Yeah, I'm just happy that John Tyler Christopher screwed up my Phoenix order and gave me those extra white and reds instead of the green.
That was a good pickup.
I was like, all right, but that's not Star Wars related.
Don't worry, Ruben. I have all the Shadow variants too. I'm missing one. I'm missing one. That's not true.
So you got your. I'll make you a big screen so you can show your stuff.
All right. So real quick, a quick public service announcement. The cards are going out. I had a pretty crappy week this week where I worked 6 days and I had a family deal and then I broke my phone. So that was a lot of fun. So, but they are going out slowly. I mailed some and then I got some more to mail tomorrow. And there's 1 or 2 people I still got to get an address from. But just so you guys know, the cards from last week are shipping out.
But you didn't consider going to a Radio Shack to get a new phone, though, did you?
No, I did not. Do they sell phone screens there? Is that a thing?
I don't even know.
So I did pick up one of these. The third
nice.
print of Vader 1. I was able to get it fairly inexpensive. And then I did pick up, speaking of Insider, I picked up this guy, which was an Insider I didn't have.
Oh.
A little previous exclusive. Inquisitor's action there. And then this guy I picked up last week after we did cards. And I was like, I didn't get a refractor, a cool refractor, so I wanted to pick one up. And I found this on Mercari for pretty cheap. But,
cool.
Propaganda. And it's
kind of cool. Yeah, you get that.
Pop art with a 24 out of 50 numbers. Yep, it's the Mojo refractor. Which, by the way, I don't know if anybody. I know he's in the chat. I saw him earlier, but I don't know if anybody noticed that Mojo Quid won the Mojo refractor. It's funny that
you got yourself, Nate. Was that a burner phone? Because that's what they sell there. They'd sell burner phones at the Mob Front Radio Shack.
It's not a mob. I'll explain to you how that works later. It was not a Mob Front. No, it wasn't. That's cool. Yeah. We looked up the rare. Was that Mojo who got the rarest of the cards?
No, Jedi got it in the last pack.
Jedi who got it in the last pack. Yeah. Nice.
Last pack Jedi.
There you go. So that's good stuff. Hey, for those that are joining us from Renovision, thank you. Do remember, for those that aren't to go over to Renovision on Wednesday. We put out a poll. We're doing Shang-Chi. That's going to be the tier list and the focus around everything. So that should be good. And Pete,
I got to see it finally.
Yeah, he finally got to see the movie. So there we go. We'll be going over all that. Motorola, he says. Next up.
The push to talk.
Yeah, there we go. The push to talk. Chirp, and I'll chirp you back. All right. So check that out on Wednesday.
Mojo, you're still getting your Mojo refractor. This was one I bought off Mercari. So.
Yes. Oh, yeah, but he says the Mojo refractor was meant for him. As in when
I get what he's saying because his name. I get it now.
Also, too, if you could, down below, there's a link for somebody named Lobrix. For those that don't know, Lobrix has been around. It's part of the Darkside crew. He's been putting a lot of time in on his. So if you have younger kids, or if you just like Legos, he does MOC builds. He's at like a 943 and kind of stuck at that thing. Go over there, give him a little sub, show him some love. Appreciate it. Try to get
Lego Masters is ending, so then you can just start watching Lobrick videos.
Just start watching Lobrick. My kids.
Hey, you have a Lego Star Wars special coming out.
Yeah, so go over there, see him. He's linked below. Last week's
Lego Star Wars special comes out soon too.
Yes, the Lego Star Wars special does come out soon. TAC, the totally awesome, coolest show ever, is linked below too. We are still trying to figure out how to do an intro properly. We're almost there. We'll get it around like number 50.
Figure it out.
A couple more links down below, so feel free to check those out. Vision starts when?
22nd of September.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 weeks. All right, next week we will have some type of Star Wars news on the show, one way or another. Probably more comic book reviews. We'll see y'all. Does anybody else have anything to add? What else did I forget?
I don't know if we mentioned it. Rin, did we mention that last week? The character Ren is going to be in the Lego Star Wars special, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah,
We covered him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he will be. Yep, they're all excited because Will has a character that's showing up in the Lego Star Wars special.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
For some reason you're saying Ren, I'm thinking Ray, and I'm like,
no, Ren.
Yeah, I know it's confusing.
I wonder if they're gonna have the shirtless Ren where he's all scarred up too. Should be interesting. Because they do funny stuff like that in Lego. So
summer's over. We don't need Beachbody Ren.
Beachbody Ren, dude, that'd be hilarious. All right, well, thank you everybody. It was a great show having everybody in the chat. We do really appreciate y'all. We will see you next week with more stuff, or we'll see you on Wednesday.